Oh, wow, the King for Blues.
Yes, that's Keith Brown, Keith B. Brown. He's portraying Skip J in that particular documentary of Soul of a Man, directed by Martin Scorsese.
Looks really great. Yeah, I've heard of that one. I think Alan Lomax did talk about that one at quite some length, that particular song. So
Yes,
that's a standard.
that particular song.
Yeah.
I was just recording you.
Okay.
I was just recording you watching. Yeah. Yes. And what's your name, sir?
I'm Steve.
And you're from
England. Yeah.
England. How long you been here in Memphis?
I got here 2:30 a.m. this morning.
You just get here.
Yeah, and I'm just researching the blues so that I can do the mix cloud, and as part of the commemoration of Martin Luther King's assassination, which is on Wednesday.
Will you be here
Yeah,
till
I'll
the
go on
end?
the march today, on that day.
Oh, you're gonna march?
Yeah.
Okay.
March, yeah.
Yes, and you're looking. You said you asked me about the Delta Blues, the location of it, and all
Yeah,
that. So
I'm just looking for some sort of primary facts, really, of like
Yes.
how to approach just getting that mix together. And it's something that I've put off for a long time, and I felt a bit intimidated by.
Yes.
So I know I'm not going to get it completely right, but the more I find out, the more I research it, and
Yes.
when I narrow it down to the maybe 12, 15 songs that will be maybe an hour long.
Okay.
And then it's kind of over to me of how I want to mix it and curate it and highlight it and so on. So it will be like one long song, which I think kind of makes sense, although maybe I've got some questions of how I will put it together and how I will mix the blues.
Okay.
I'm sure I'll be breaking lots of rules. But it will all be credited properly, and
Yes.
I'm kind of excited for that, to have that listening experience, and then I'll be excited to send you the mix when I've done it.
Yes,
the
I
link,
will give
and
you.
then-
I will give you my email address.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
and then you can say how I did, or I can't believe you missed this, or
Yes.
why did you, that's not quite right, or so. I think maybe also I'm going through some heartache myself, and I broke up with the love of my life and stuff, and so like
Oh, so you going through a little bit of a blues right there, right?
and not to falsely identify with struggles that were not.
Yes.
That were not my own, and that
Yes.
arguably are in terms of British history of my making. So I want to do it as justice as well as I can.
Yes.
But most importantly, I want to enjoy listening to it, listening to it and hearing it.
Yes.
And the purpose of the DJ is to ask other people to listen to it and hear it. So I think it can only be a good thing, and I'll be doing it with some care.
Yes. Let me ask you about. You said you're definitely going to participate in the MLK 50,
Yeah.
and thank you for coming to Memphis. Just getting here, and we need more people like you that's global and want to be a part of this legend.
Committing to activism.
Yes,
and
yes.
standing
Very
by
historic in a way.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Which I think, it's time really. And I was thinking about Britain, and one of the get out clauses that Britain has is that they were the first to dismantle, to approach the slave trade and to be.
I've heard of that. Yeah, I heard. Yes.
But I feel that the United Kingdom could lead again by making an apology and like making it as a lot of people get hung up on reparations,
Right.
and I think that probably should happen
Right.
as well.
Right.
But I think that
Need to start by
Needs to start by
admitting
admitting
the wrong,
yeah,
and start making the wrong right.
right, and
Yes.
and
Somehow.
yes, and I feel that that's something a government should do for its people, because it's I from my reading about it and from being here and trying to challenge my own prejudices and so
Right,
on.
right.
is that you have to acknowledge like how it's affected you, and I would say to white people as well that like you've also been conned as well, and like it's the advantages that you have also cause you psychological pain because you never know quite what your work is either, because you've got an unfair advantage.
Right.
So I feel that if the British government was just perhaps on the 50th commemoration of Martin Luther King were able just to come forward and just acknowledge the genocide committed against African people of 12 million, the largest forced migration of people ever recorded. I mean, you have to apologise, at the very least.
Well, it starts here with you and I. It starts here with the energy that we're sending out, and you have no idea. We have no idea what would transfer from you and I being together and acknowledging and moving forward with the energy, hoping that too that you mentioned will come to fruition. And with Britain as well as United States, definitely United States, and the other country that was had a part in this whole, genocide. Yes. So thank you for stopping by the House of Mtenzi Museum. We're gonna swap the information, and definitely I want to hear your finished product of that. Yes.
And I hope it's just one example. I believe in the power of music, and I believe in the power of healing, and
yes.
So I know that can only ever be a good thing.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to videotape you viewing the museum.